Welcome to Lost Culture, one-stop destination for everything pop culture. My name's Astøn, today's host with me,
Tia Moore.
And today we're going to be talking about Power Season 1, Power Season 5 actually, Episode 1, Everyone is Implicated. So this episode, it was a couple parts I liked, a couple parts I didn't like. How did you feel about it?
The episode was fine. I thought the episode, it was a good opener for Season 1, kind of to set up the season, but I don't like any of the characters. I hate everybody at this point.
I don't know, man. Proctor and Kanan. I still rock with Proctor.
I haven't liked Kanan all 4 seasons, and now here we are, Season 5, and all of a sudden I like Kanan. I like Proctor too, but his part is pretty small. But as far as the main characters, Tommy, Ghost, Tasha, Angela, I don't like any of them.
I respect that. I actually respect
Tariq, I hate him the most.
Nah, I think he's stupid. I don't hate him the most. I think he's mad dumb. But,
I mean, he's a kid, but I don't like
beyond that
out of everybody.
So
he can go.
So who you want to start off with? I think we start off with Ghost.
Yeah, let's start off with Ghost.
So Ghost, James, I think he's kind of dumb right now. He's obviously being paid by Tate and the pastor because those two are definitely opportunists. Even like Tasha said that Tasha was her mom who brought the point like why this funeral so big. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but that was like a big sign. Like this, even after they were like, "Dang, Ghost got it popping for this funeral." Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I noticed. Like, do you have any issues with the funeral besides the?
I did. I had
the bite-sized casket.
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna need them to make sure that Reina has a full-size casket. That casket was for a little person, but. The funeral was way over the top. I'm not really feeling this Tate character, the pastor character. I feel like Ghost was, he went soft. He didn't go hard for his daughter to make sure she got the proper home going or the celebration, whatever they wanted to call it, that she deserved. So he let this man dictate how they went ahead and did their funeral service, which is another sign of Ghost going soft, which is exactly why I don't like him anymore.
I don't think it's him going soft. It's more to the point where Ghost is more worried about long term. Because even like you see Tasha's more worried about the situation was at the point, but Ghost is still thinking about getting out the game. I believe it was a real estate deal they were working on.
Yeah, they were working on a real estate deal.
So I think he's still trying to worry about, even with the whole scene, like when Tommy came in and Tasha like went to bat for Tommy, like, no, he got to sit up here. But Tate was like, nah, we can't have these like optics in with the media. So that's one thing I think Ghost is still focused on, because we seen he brought out a little emotion when he was like in the shower crying, and he bought the new chain with the butterfly charm she wore.
Yeah.
He put Reina's charm on his necklace. So we see his own little way of grievance.
Hey, he can grieve however he wants to. I just personally think that you cannot use your daughter's funeral as an opportunity for your long-term success. That's just off limits to me. And as for Ghost to allow somebody else that he's only known for 5 minutes to kind of help dictate that and manipulate that scene, I think that's just uncalled for, and he should be slapped for it.
Yeah, I understand. I respect that. Like, I understand that. But what else did Ghost do this scene? We see Ghost get shot. And
Ghost got shot.
Shrugged it off. Just walked.
Looked like a little baby bullet wound, I guess.
I don't know how they fell for that. I don't know how they didn't smell the cigarette burning the whole time they were in there. Like, I know the scent is like fresh cigarettes. I hate it though. But he's also around people that probably smoke and do all that stuff, so he's probably just used to the smell. But
who knows? I mean, it's a warehouse, so there could have been all kinds of different things smelling. But I mean, he got shot because they were stupid. That's just pretty much what it boiled down to.
Yeah, I was wondering why Kanan stood back. I understand like why.
I didn't get that either.
I like the chemistry between those three. Did you?
I did too. Like I said, Kanan is a surprise character that I started liking at the end of season 4, and I definitely like him at the start of season 5. I guess they're trying to soften him up so that people will want to see more Kanan on the screen. But yeah, I do like the chemistry. I don't know why Kanan stayed back. I'm guessing he was going to be a getaway driver so that they can get out of there really quick. That's my guess. But it's a good thing he did come in when he did, because he pretty much saved Ghost and Tommy.
That is true. What else to Ghost? I don't know.
But Ghost is still a little, hand pushing Kanan back a little bit. And the crazy thing is, at this point, at least in this moment, I'm not saying we all know Kanan's hands are dirty, But Kanan is the last person he need to keep his eyes on. It's Tate. That's who he need to be watching.
Yeah, I actually like the fact that Ghost did push him back though, and going to like the chemistry. Last season, I know it was episode 8 or 9, when they were going around doing Rob and Tommy. Mm-hmm. That was another part where I seen the chemistry between Amari and 50 were like really there.
Yeah, I liked that too.
So going on from there, did Ghost have any highs for you this episode, or are you just all down for Ghost?
Thumbs down. There's nothing that Ghost here that I would actually be celebrating.
So going on from there, I guess part of the crew.
Oh, actually, let me take that back. I did like how he was roughing Tariq up, because I just don't like Tariq at all.
I actually forgot all about that portion.
I did like that he was trying to, knock some sense into his son because he needed it. So I would say that is the only part that I liked for Ghost this time. This episode. I
was going to go to Tommy next, but do you want to touch on Tariq next?
Tariq.
Tariq is so dumb to me. Like, I understand that Ghost and Tommy maybe shouldn't be talking about street stuff in front of him so openly, but Tariq got to be smarter than that. Like, when Tommy said they had the green light on Dre, so Tariq does the fake cry, goes to the bathroom real quick. I'm like, Tariq, what did you? I seen that coming. As soon as I saw him go up there, like, Tariq about to do something stupid and go tell Dre. And I was like, Tariq, you can't honestly be this dumb at this moment. And that really like. And what would Reina do? I was like,
he couldn't think of anything else. I just think that Tariq is off. I don't know. The boy lost his mind. He's lost. He's on drugs. He is obviously also grieving his sister, but he has some type of big brother affection toward Dre, to where he feels his loyalty to Dre over his family. And I think that's dangerous. And maybe it'll get him killed, and we can be moving on from Tariq too. I just don't like Tariq, y'all. I just don't like
Tariq. It is so stupid. Tariq didn't.
Well, the other thing he did was, first of all, I don't even know why he stepped up and said he wanted to do the eulogy. I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe because it's his twin.
Yeah, I get that. And they asked him to do it at first.
The Reverend. Yeah. Tate, again.
I don't know why his parents let him do it, but yeah, that's Tariq. I hope they don't make Tariq more of a main character. I will hope they keep him as like a B character and everything in the back.
Based on the previews, it looks like he is. He's trying to get in the game.
I hope not. I feel like he gonna end up being under Dre's wing, and somehow it's gonna be like everybody thought it was gonna be Tariq and Kanan versus Ghost, but I think it's really gonna end up being Tariq. Yeah, Tariq and Dre.
Well, Tariq has literally been against Ghost this whole time, even last season. The whole time he was getting drugged by Kanan, he was pretty much, without him knowing, he was doing things to the detriment of his father. And so now he's just going to be actively doing it looks like.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to get him in trouble, and somehow...
Again.
Yeah, he's already got in trouble with the shooting.
Already got his sister killed.
He caught a body. And he's and he's accessory to another body. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And got his mother involved in it. Even got Angela involved in it now. Now Angela. Can we talk about it?
Let's go to Angela.
You got Angela falsifying records to save this family again. I mean, Angela been the villain for at least 3 seasons. I mean, she was the number 2 hated person after Holly. And now here she is falsifying records, and she done joined the dope game on the low.
I actually always
the criminal.
I always like Angela more than Tasha. Tasha's always been my Holly than Tasha, or maybe Tasha and Holly. I don't know. I hated those two, but Angela I like a little bit more than those. But Angela, I know where she was gonna go with this episode. I don't like how she I hate her and Tasha together. It seems like it's always super catty when those two are together, arguing about something. Somehow it always come back to James and.
That's what it is. That's their connection. So that's.
I understand the connection, but everything they do isn't for James. Always she kept thinking it was James the whole time that Tasha was covering for, but really it was Tariq. Mm-hmm. And we see once she found out it was Tariq, because as we seen, even though she really didn't spend any time with the kids, she has this strong connection as for the well-being of the kids.
I don't think she really. I do think she cares for the kids' well-being, but I think it's more so driven by guilt. Like, she knew that the way that the two of them were carrying on without their parents without Ghost and Tasha being divorced, that took a toll on those kids. And that's what I think is driving her to try to, quote unquote, take care of them, is because she's guilty.
Oh, I can see that picture. I didn't take it that way. I see it like when you put it out there like that, I can understand it. It's just crazy to me that she really just got off of, because she basically threw her career away. Yeah. Luckily, somehow she dug it back up,
right,
and got this position. Mm-hmm. Even at Proctor saying, everyone know you blackmailed your way to this position. So we see credibility wise, she's like screwed in this whole justice.
Yeah, now they're looking at her again at work like, why are you lying about stuff, Angela? And then you have this new detective that, you know, she's even seeing that Angela's not telling the truth about things. And so Angela, you know, she's joined this crime family reluctantly, right? But yet she's not really covering her tracks the way she should.
That's true. We thought Keisha was the weakling last year. We found out Angela's on a whole nother level. Angela lies about stuff that she didn't. I understand she had to lie about it just to cover herself, but she didn't have to lie about it. She could have came up with like some random reason as to why she was like trying to figure it out. But Angela is going to be the downfall of everybody, I feel like.
Well, at least according to season 1 or episode 1 so far.
Angela, I think, is going to end up being a downfall for this group. And I don't know how it's going to happen.
She ain't going to be worse than Tariq.
And we see even like Proctor didn't want to touch her. And
yeah, that was crazy. Proctor. Yeah, she's what is she? The head of the
FBI Eastern District.
Yeah.
Eastern District, yeah.
And he didn't even want to call her for a witness. Yeah. Proctor's smart.
Yeah.
I like him. He's the other person I do like.
I don't think Angela did too much else, but her showing up to the scene, do you think that was a smart thing or a dumb thing? Because she's the reason she's in this trouble in the first place. Because she went there being super detective, pointed out the bullet, and didn't cover up the bullet. And then says,
well, why would you even point to the bullet, Angela? Just shut up. Why are you there? Angela, go hang out with your sister.
I don't know where Paz is.
Paz needs to get Angela. Somebody call Paz.
Yeah.
She must be filming Orange is the New Black.
I know she's on there because half the power people. Tariq's on Orange is the New Black, but that's a whole other.
Tariq is?
Yeah, he's
that's right. I forgot. Sorry.
Netflix. What else? Angela really didn't do anything this episode besides get herself caught up in the lies.
Pretty much.
Proctor really shined through for this episode. Yeah. I like, even though he's disbarred and going through his own little drama, he still found the way to pry his way into this episode. We see he still got his underground connections that they haven't really explained. We know he was buying pills from Ghost and them back in the day.
He probably has them because he's a defense attorney. I mean, you do reach people with all walks of life, and they're doing criminal behavior. So it's like, why wouldn't you have these resources? He knows where all the bodies are buried.
But he has a cleanup crew.
Criminal defense attorney. He knows who the cleanup crew is. He knows who will get him a cleanup crew. As an attorney, you need to have some connections, and he has connections because he knows all the bad guys.
And one thing I was mad he didn't bring up was the laptop from last season. Maybe that playing later on in the season.
It'll probably be later.
Yeah, but I like the fact when he stepped up to I forget Proctor has a daughter. Can we see that like maybe for an episode last time, and we see. So I actually believed him when he like, oh yeah, I feel sorry for your loss and everything, and that definitely made me remember that he has a daughter.
Right.
And I like to see that part of him. We see he has the connection with the doctor. He came in. He is still fighting for. I think how do you feel about that case is going to happen for you? You think he'll get off or?
Yeah, I think he'll get his license back.
I think he's going to end up calling Angela in the. Like, I'm going to be looking bad. In the calling Angela with then more going to put more scrutiny on Angela. So I feel like Angela's purposely, not purposely, but she's the reason she's in all this trouble. She does dumb stuff.
She's definitely the reason she's in it.
Like, I don't understand why she's trying to help Proctor when she know her office is actively trying to get him disbarred.
Because she thinks she's hot shit right now. But she really doesn't, because now she got herself in some other stuff. So she's teeter-tottering on where she's at. I mean, she really didn't even want to delete that record, but she did it anyway. She let Tasha bully her into it. And that's the one thing you got to say about Tasha. Like, you hate her or love her. She's very convincing. She can give a very convincing argument when she wants to. And the one thing she can't convince me of is why she dating this attorney dude, because he looks like a simp.
I forgot all about
Even her
Silver.
mom like, man, what you doing, girl?
I forgot all about Silver.
Yeah.
Hey, who you want to talk about now? I think about Dre. Like,
Okay.
You want to go to Dre?
Let's talk about
I actually like Dre. Dre actually showed. I know you didn't believe him when he got out of that little scene at the hotel or party. Mm-hmm. I know you didn't believe that scene, but I didn't believe him when he was pulling out all the mafia or the Juarez cards. I didn't believe that scene. I think he's bluffing all the way on that one.
He could be bluffing. I think it makes sense if he's bluffing because I know he's not supposed to have any drama, no violence, no war that's going on with his deal with the Hemenz. Is it the Hemenz cartel? Yeah. So I can see why you say that. So I believe that's possible. What I will say, even though I don't like Dre, I thought it was interesting how he just kind of manned up and was like, this is what it is. One, I'm going to set you up in the warehouse. You ain't going to kill me easy like y'all thought y'all would. And two, you ain't going to kill me easy because Tariq just got the jump on you and I'm about to get through this hotel. And he did. And then he had enough balls to show up at the cemetery and told Ghost, oh, no, man, you ain't got no strap on. You're not at your daughter's funeral.
And that's why I actually like Dre. That's why I actually like Dre this episode. Because he actually showed up like it was nothing. And obviously he was like stalking Ghost after the situation and thing because he knew where to find him. Well, he had to look at him for a while because he just pulled up like it was nothing. So that was that. It's
pretty logical though that that's where he might be.
Yeah, but at the same time, you might think he might want to be around his family and everything.
He could have thought the whole family was there. He took a guess and it paid off.
One thing I did notice about Dre this episode is that he actually does have some type of feelings for he has some feelings for Tariq.
He cares about him.
Yeah, because
he always has though.
Yeah, but like Kanan said, he did send him to his death basically, and he did actually genuinely seem worried when he called Tariq, and he was like relieved that he picked up the phone.
Yeah. So
I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Like we see Kanan end up coming back to the light side because of Tariq. I'm hoping they're not gonna pull that again with a second character. And this is a character even Ghost had high hopes for.
I personally think Kanan or Dre, and I think it's gonna be Dre that ends up having to kill Tariq. I think it's gonna have to happen. Or Tariq is gonna have to kill Dre. One or the other. But I think Tariq is gonna play a major role of somebody dying, whether Tariq dies or whether Dre dies or whether Kanan dies. I don't think Kanan going nowhere. Dre could go ahead and get murked. I don't want him to because I do think he plays a good role, even though I don't like him per se. I think he does serve a purpose. But like I've been saying all video, Tariq can go.
I can see that. I actually like Dre though. Like I hope Dre stay around longer because he's actually. I don't know if it's because I like Rotimi is why I want Dre to stay around longer. So I don't know what it is. Like I have like a connection with Rotimi.
I think you like Dre from a couple seasons ago when he was like, "Oh, I want to get out of the game. I got a daughter. I want to try to go legit." Now all of a sudden, legit ain't even in his mind.
Yeah,
he just want to get more dirty.
I feel like that also might be bad planning with the writing of the show sometimes. Because I feel like with the whole Angela situation, I don't think they knew exactly where they were going to go with her. And that's where that poor writing, that had to be like poor writing to where she picked up, she gave them the clue of the bullet, but they ignored completely.
I don't think that was poor writing. I think it was intentional. We just don't know how it's to play out yet. Yeah. Because they haven't made the mistakes yet.
There's a couple mistakes. The Milan. But moving on to the next character. Tommy? We can do Tommy.
Let's talk about Tommy.
Tommy, he's going to be a problem child for the Italians, which he like to call them. I don't understand why he can't say Italians, but they told him specifically he had like one rule when he showed up. Stay away from those two young dudes. And on his way out, the first thing he does is hire them for a job that gets them.
But that's classic Tommy. He's hothead. Tommy does what he wants to do. That's that.
But that's not going to work for the mafia. Like, that's definitely going to get him in trouble.
But that's not how Tommy thinks. He does not care about that. This is just how he is. He does Tommy.
And another thing, like, he was selling the coke. they didn't bargain on like a cut, like 40,
He said
60.
75%. They said they would buy 75% of what he had.
75% of the product. They like, so you just gonna sell it for wholesale or whatever?
That's how I took it.
Oh, see, I was like, dang, like, I thought he was gonna front it to him or whatever, but
that's even better for him because he gets his money back right away.
Yeah, I was like, Tommy, man, you don't even like, you don't like vet him out. You just show up and just start.
He don't need to vet him if he's just getting what he's getting, and his father vouched for him. So Tommy, he has daddy issues. He wants to trust his dad, so he's just going straight for it.
I just feel like this whole Italian situation is definitely going to blow up in Tommy's face. I just don't see it working out well. Just the way Tommy acts and the way they act, they're way more controlled than Tommy. We see when Tommy was in control last season, he's showing his face, shooting people, throwing them off of roofs, run them over in their own car.
Tommy was definitely out of control season 4. Seemed like, as much drama as there is, it seems like he's a little bit more tame though, start of the season though. I know they out looking for somebody to kill, but at the moment, he doesn't seem like super crazy, super Tommy.
I think it's because he has a motive at the moment.
Okay.
But when Tommy gets off a motive, he's going to be back to his reckless self, sniffing coke with his mom. Tommy.
Maybe.
I just feel like, I don't know what it is.
I mean, he got Lakeisha. Maybe those two are.
That's what I noticed too. In the funeral, Tommy slid back in with Keisha, like when she was crying,
like
put his hand.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
After Keisha slid over, like you can't sit here. But I like to see how that got back here. I don't know how that might be a girl that helps him calm, like finally, because she has a kid. So.
I think so. I think she might help center him a little bit. I think that's going to be her role this season, centering him and also kind of being a sounding board for Tasha, because up until this point, she has been the weakest link, like you mentioned earlier. But I think she's going to come into her own and be a little stronger, a stronger ally for the group as a whole.
So what else do we got? We got Kanan. How do you feel about Kanan this episode?
Kanan was the winner for me. Kanan was exactly who Kanan is. He's a jerk, but he's straightforward, so you know where you stand with him. And he came through on that getaway car. He came through, letting them know who it was to kill. At the end of last season, he let them know who it was that probably killed Reina, and he was probably after Tariq, yada, 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 yada. Kanan's a winner for me. There was not too much to his character, though. There was not too much for his story.
The one thing I liked that kind of like flipped it to me, like he pointed out the ghost, like technically you're the bad guy here. Like him and ghost, like why should we trust you?
Me.
Yeah, like
set me on fire.
He said like you set me on fire. You set me up to go to jail. If anything, I should be cautious of you because you're the one who technically,
which is true,
did everything too. He turned his son against him, even though Kanan did kill him. He didn't have to kill him.
Yeah, that was pretty sad that he killed Sean.
Yeah, so like he kind of like get a perspective. Like technically, I'm the good guy here. I'm just trying to get revenge.
It is true how everybody looks at Ghost as the good guy, but really he did start off as setting Kanan up, and he's the one who put all these things in motion. Yeah. So yeah, karma comes back at you when you least expect it.
So we touched on Tommy. We touched on Angela, Tariq, Ghost, Dre.
Did we touch on Tasha?
We didn't touch on Tasha.
We touched on her a little bit.
We didn't touch on Tasha. We see Tasha, she's dealing with it. She's actually, she's
depressed.
Yeah, she's definitely spending more time in Reina's room.
Not really. That's the preview for next episode.
No, even on this one, she was in there. Like when Ghost walked in there, remember Keisha was in the room. Her and Keisha were in there talking.
Oh, that's right.
I've seen the Lion King.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, this is true. She was spending time in her room. But it wasn't like obsessive. It was more like they were getting ready for the funeral, so she was kind of in there.
Yeah. But she's like bringing up the old stories, like how the dog and everything. Like,
yeah.
I remember like a little story about the dog. I had to go all the way back to McDonald's or whatever. That one stuck to me. I remember because my daughter used to run around with that Simba. I don't know if you...
I do remember. Does she still have that Simba?
She has it somewhere.
No, wait. Does she have a Nyla too?
She has a Simba and a Nala. So so that's what that scene like stuck out to me. I remember like how my daughter was her stuffed animal when she was younger. So that really stuck out to me. And
you can tell she's really scared for Tariq too. She doesn't really know how he got to this place. Like, what is it? What did you do that would make some man want to kill you or kill your sister? Like, why? How did this all come about? So she really wanted answers. She really wanted to know why this was happening, and you could see it frustrated her and saddened her that her son wasn't really being straight up with them.
And I think like that really came out when, because not only was Tariq not being honest with her, but we got Ghost on the other hand not being honest with her. Mm-hmm. She's just trying to figure out why he's running with Kanan again after everything that just happened.
Right.
But as we see, he's a necessary evil. Well, he's a necessary evil at the moment. And he doesn't really trust Kanan, even though Kanan saved his life this episode, saved his son's life last season. So he's starting to like bond with him again and everything.
Yeah, because they have history. It's still weird though that he has a little more trust. I mean, I don't think he trusts the Tate character, but he seems a little more comfortable with Tate than he do Kanan. It's crazy. But I guess if you done tried to kill somebody a couple of times and sent them to prison, you would be a little skeptical because you're the wrong one.
So I guess we're done with because Kanan didn't really do much. So I guess we could talk about Tate and that preacher. Those are two characters that I probably hated the most this episode.
Shady. A politician and a preacher. Because
we see even in mid funeral, we see Tate goes to like the camera, like make sure camera one is on. It's on. I forgot on Jamie, so he's like, you make sure he got the eyes on him. I was like, really, like
it's terrible.
This is a full blown
production.
I'm like, oh my god, and then Rhino Nostradamus. I don't know what the preacher. He had some super Metrodamus. I don't know what the preacher name, but he's definitely like
an opportunist.
It was ridiculous. Like even the mom I said earlier, she realized this is not even about her granddaughter anymore. This is definitely about
somebody else.
And that's one thing I didn't like. So I don't want to tell you this about beforehand. I normally do like a power move of the week. So who you think had like
Dre?
I was gonna say Dre also. I like the way Dre ran up on.
Dre definitely got the power move.
Ran up on him. But I put 50 at a close second. I love the word when he hit him with the your hand ain't broke. So
that was a jerk. That's a jerk move. That is not a power move. A power move is going to put you in a different position than people expect you to be in. 50 being a jerk, or I'm sorry, Kanan being a jerk is Kanan being a jerk. He's still in the exact same spot he was. I say Dre won it.
Dre won it, but I'm telling you, Kanan is an honorary to me. I got to give the Kanan for the honorary.
Nah.
But that's for our power move.
I'd give Tommy honorary, if anything. Because at least he had the idea to call in the Italian crew to try to confuse Dre. And it almost worked. It's just that they didn't plan on Dre having a gun. Duh, why wouldn't he have a gun? Those guys were idiots.
Yeah. Now for predictions, my prediction, we seen like after the episode they said Dre was technically supposed to die this episode, and they extended it. I'm hoping they actually gave him for the rest of the season. That's one thing I'm actually hoping, that he's in for the rest of the season. I feel like Angela's going to get herself in a situation where she has to do even more covering up, and she might actually get disbarred this season.
She might go to jail.
So I feel like that's really my big prediction is I'm pretty sure Tommy's dying this season. That's my prediction for this. Something's going to happen and Tommy is dead this season.
I don't think Tommy's dead. I don't think Tommy's going to die.
So what predictions you got?
I would say Angela's going to get arrested. She's definitely going to get arrested because Tamika ain't playing. Her boss, Tamika, she on top of things. She ain't playing with Angela's little lies and stuff. So I think she going to go. I think Angela... So I did say Angela's going to go to jail, but I also think I forget the guy's name, but the guy...
Mock?
Yeah, Mock. I think he might get murked trying to play Angela. She might have to call in some help to get him killed. And then, let's see, who else? I don't think Tommy's going to get killed, but I think he's definitely going to get roughed up. I agree with you. He's going to get into some stuff with the Italian crew, but I think his dad is going to intervene to help save him. That's what I think is going to happen. But that's all I have for predictions so far.
All right, you got any words you want to say to people? Anywhere they can follow you, or
they can follow me on Instagram at mytimemyway1, and you can follow me on Snapchat at the same place.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram. Actually, on everything is just Saint_Astøn, and as always, stay lost.
Bye, guys.